Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
S.M.A.R.T to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause S.M.A.R.T till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, S.M.A.R.T. Yes. Studio audience, thank you so much for the love and support that you always give me. It's like y'all know what I need and you be there every time, and I appreciate it. So yes, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I am S.M.A.R.T. If you're new, new episodes generally drop every Thursday, so come on back through. You know what I'm saying? I talk about my life and the ways I'm trying to grow. To all my regular supporters, thank you so much for continuing to just come through. Definitely appreciate it. As y'all know, I don't record this show for y'all, but I definitely appreciate the people that continue to come back and want to hear about my life and give me feedback or let me know you're listening or whatever. I appreciate all that. And if you're not, you should totally follow me on social media and or subscribe to the YouTube channel. You feel me? Because it literally costs $0.99, zero, I should say. Free 99. That's what I meant. Whatever. It literally is free for y'all to help me grow my YouTube channel. So thank you very much with that. This has been the weirdest week. I will start with the bad stuff first though, just to get that out the way. So, man, earlier this week so it was Sunday actually. I was watching church online, and I don't even remember what the pastor said or whatever, but I just really felt this strong whatever to call my bio dad. Now let me give you a little bit of background information for those of y'all that are new. I have not talked to this man in over 3 years, and even prior to that our relationship was super inconsistent to the point of being pretty much non-existent. We quote unquote reconnected when I was 34, I think. So 8 years ago. Prior to that, we reconnected before that when I was 19. And then prior to that, I hadn't seen him since I was 4. So the times that we've reconnected have always been because of me. I've been the one carrying the weight of trying to have a relationship with this person until 3 years ago. Don't want to get into the whole story of how this came about, but long story short, I just kind of told him I'm the only one putting in an effort and I'm open to having a relationship with you, but I'm not going to be the only one doing all the work. So I kind of just let it go at that point and I'm not going to say I haven't thought about him since, because that would be a lie, but I have not made an effort since. So here I am on Sunday having this strange feeling to want to call this man, and I ignored it on Sunday because I'm like, call him for what? He's not going to answer. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't let it go. So when I can't let things go, I'm like, okay, well maybe I guess I'm supposed to do it even though I don't necessarily understand why. You know what I mean? So I called and he didn't answer. And I don't know why I thought he was going to answer. It actually went straight to voicemail. You know what I'm saying? And so I left the most awkward voicemail that I've ever left him. I don't know if I wasn't ready, but I was just kind of yeah, this is Tamara. So I didn't even say hi dad, like I have in previous whatever. And I was like, I don't know why I just felt like I should call you, but if you want to call me back, you can. And I think I left my phone number as if he doesn't have it. But like I said, it was awkward. You know what I mean? And then I went in my room because I was already headed to my quiet time anyway. And then this is what makes me mad. So him not answering, I think I would have been more shocked if he would have answered. So him not answering is not what made me mad. what made me mad and kind of still a little bit makes me mad is that I sat down and for whatever reason it hit me that he didn't answer, and just that rejection came back that I always feel from him. And I just started crying, like crying so hard you would think somebody died. That's what made me mad in that moment. And also what made me mad is that I keep opening my heart back up to even like trying to have a relationship with him when he, from what I can see and what I've experienced, could care less. You know what I'm saying? So like all of that made me mad, and I like cried. And then I had to actively tell myself like, and I don't know if I said it out loud or if I just kept repeating in my head, but I was telling myself like I am not less than because he doesn't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to just keep telling myself that until I believed it, because there are very few opinions that I care about or that matter or that, like, I don't know. I've never really been one who's gotten super caught up in the opinions of others. Doesn't mean I don't have insecurities, because I do, but I generally just don't allow whatever my insecurities are to stop me from doing whatever it is that I want to do or whatever. And so it's like I had to tell myself this. And then it's like I'm mad because I'm like, why do I even care? You know what I'm saying? But the beautiful thing about all of this, this messiness, because healing, I believe that was orchestrated or whatever for me to get some healing. Healing is such a messy process. If anybody tells you that healing is not messy, they're lying, and they ain't really did the work to dig in and feel the feelings to remove them and replace it with whatever. Healing is messy, but the beautiful thing about that messy moment that I can at least be glad about is, one, the fact that I felt something, and it wasn't this delayed, my normal, like, I try to stuff it. I'm just not even at that place where I really can stuff my emotions like I used to be, which is, I have a love hate relationship with that because life be hella painful, you know what I'm saying? And I yeah, I feel a lot of things very deeply, and some stuff I could go without hearing about, such as I wish that. So that's the one thing, is I'm glad that I felt something and allowed myself to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I used to stuff everything. I used to numb my emotions forever because I didn't want to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So like, despite it being messy, the beautiful thing that I could take away from that is that at least I'm free enough to feel. You know what I'm saying? And I did say something similar to that to myself, like, well, at least I can feel something, you know what I'm saying? Because I should feel some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my bio dad, like, man. So then there was that. And then we'll get to so Kayleana's car is in the, well, it was in the shop, but now it's out. But long story short, just forget all the who cares about that. So the owners of the shop are related to some really good friends of ours, right? And one of them is my friends. It's this couple. It's his dad and her father-in-law, and so he came to pick me up to bring me the car back, and we're making plans on whatever whoop de woo, because it's not fixed. It's something that they can't do, and he was saying, we'll have to take it here, and I want to go with you because I want to make sure that they don't like try to overcharge you, because they usually give us a pretty good deal, blah 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 whoop de woo, right? And so made our plans and I left, and this person is old enough to where he could be my dad. Like, I'm around the age of, his kids or whatever. And it's just crazy because when I left, that actually just happened before I started recording. Like, I just started thinking like, man, I really missed out on the whole having a dad thing. You know what I'm saying? And I can't do anything about it, but it's just that'll probably always be something that I'm always gonna, now am I gonna say I'm always gonna feel some type of way to the point of where it's gonna be crippling me from moving forward in life? No, but it's always gonna be something that in the back of my mind is gonna kind of like make me mad. Just like the fact that the girl's dad was killed and they actually got to have their dad in their life, and then that was taken away from them. Like these are things that are always gonna be something that's gonna make me feel some type of way, as it should, because that's not the way it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like the family structure needs to have two parents, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't all just be on one person, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot for, like, sure, I've done it. It's doable, you know, even with all the hell that I've gone through, you know what I'm saying, with my kids, but it's not something that should be, you know? And so that's kind of how this week has gone, and it's just been, my emotions and my mind has been all over the place. Like this whole dating thing, I'm not dating anybody, but this desire, I can't even say it's just a desire to date because I want to remarry, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my desire, but obviously you have to date somebody before you get there. But that has come up, and so I guess I'll say this is the good thing about this healing. Even though healing is messy and painful, what I do know is that by me acknowledging my pain, by me accepting it for what it is, that it's, and even telling myself I am not less than because of his inability to see my worth or his inability to want to be a dad or whatever, like that doesn't make me less than. I'm glad that I'm at that place, despite how painful and all the tears, and it makes me mad that I even still cry about this stuff. But whatever, it is messed up, you know. But I'm glad I have been intentional about healing and all of that good stuff, because it's not stuff that I will take out on if ever somebody comes along, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what's so important about forgiveness, and I talked about that last week. It's for me. Like me forgiving my dad literally does nothing for him because it's not about him. It's about me and my freedom and me being free to feel and love and experience love and all these things, and know that I'm worthy of it, and I'm not any less worthy simply because of his inability to do what he needs to do. So it's kind of like that's, you know, I'm glad that despite this has been a painful week and there's been a lot of whatever, you know, at least I'm free. At least I'm free enough to feel. At least I'm free enough to embrace that, yes, this is messed up. Yes, I hate that he is the way that he is. I'm not going to say I hate him. I just hate that he is the way that he is. Can't do anything about it though. It's not my responsibility. I may never know why I felt compelled to call him. It could literally be because I needed to experience some more healing in that area, because that's the thing with healing. It's not this always, well, in my life and from most people that I talk to, it's generally not this one and done. There's usually levels and layers to everything, and it's this thing continuing to get peeled back, and it's like, okay, now let's heal this part of it. Now let's heal this part of it. Now let's heal whatever. And I can't even say that it becomes less painful because I don't know, sometimes, and then sometimes not. It's just, it's not this like cookie cutter formula. It's not this linear thing. It's all over the place and super messy, but it's necessary. And that's why I'm such a huge promoter of be mentally, emotionally, spiritually healthy and healthy in relationships. And I, you know, am not only a promoter of it, like I'm actively doing it myself, you know what I'm saying? Because it's important, you know, like sure that was a painful moment, you know what I'm saying? I could have gone without it, but it is what it is and it's past, and now here I am talking about it on a podcast, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is it's like I am this man's legacy, like me and my children. He doesn't have any other kids, And I look at me and I look at my kids and just all that I'm doing and all that they're doing and they will do and they have done and whatever. And it's like, man, you're really missing out. But you know, can't do anything about that. And like I said, it doesn't mean that we're any less than, because now I got to factor in, you know what I'm saying? Just because he is a broken person or whatever his issue is, that he doesn't know how to do what he needs to do. And it is what it is. So yeah, that is kind of like how the week started. Now prior to that though, Saturday, these same friends that I kind of alluded to earlier, it was it was the husband's birthday. So there was a party that I actually went to Saturday at their house, and I haven't been over there. It was his birthday last year. Was actually the last time I was over there, because y'all know I've been super busy with like trying to build my business and all this stuff. So I definitely get hyper focused on stuff, and I don't regret it, because now I've learned a lot and my company's at a solid place, and I'm even shifting what my focus is. But went to the birthday party, had so much fun. It was so needed. And I had already said, like, been saying to myself, you have to like kick back more, you have to relax more, you have to have fun more, you have to be more intentional about that. Like, I've been saying that, but then to actually like walk it out these past couple of Saturdays, because the Saturday before that, a friend of mine like barbecued for my birthday. And so like I'm realizing just there has to be a balance, you know what I'm saying? There has to be celebration, there has to be, I have to incorporate that even more and more. Now, yes, work hard, absolutely. I have to, because I do not want to go back to a 9 to 5, so I have to do what I need to do to make sure that doesn't happen. However, you know, I need to enjoy life more, you know what I'm saying? Because if I die tomorrow and I don't achieve these goals that I'm like, these other goals that I have, how will I feel about that? You know what I'm saying? And that's something I've been thinking about lately. This is why I also am a huge promoter of like celebrate milestones. Don't just celebrate when you achieve the goal, celebrate on the way there, because I mean, you may not get there, you know, and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Life is not promised, and not even on some death stuff. We'll take that away. The reality is that when you celebrate a milestone, let's get into the science behind it, I guess I'll say it like that. When you celebrate a milestone, what it does is it really just helps to reinforce the good behavior that you did to get here, to really kind of like keep those habits going. So I got to start celebrating more. I got to start creating reasons to celebrate. I got to, you know what I'm saying? Because man, it's been a weird almost year. Tamara the Dawn Inc. will be 1 years old on July 29th, which that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Just to see all that I've been able to accomplish in the last almost a year has been wild when I look at it, because I write stuff down and I have goals, and they have, you know, achieving goals and this, that, and the other. And that's great. And then to kind of be at a place where I feel like um I'm not gonna have to go back to a 9 to 5. I don't want to, but like for it to actually kind of be like a reality, because man, listen, it was touch and go for a little bit there. I was headed to go look for another 9 to 5, and then God just started making stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, gotta celebrate more, gotta celebrate more, gotta celebrate more. I have to, you know what I'm saying? We have to, everybody should, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of been my week. And then that project that I was behind on, oh my gosh, I finally finished the draft. So now where we're at is just them approve it, and then me send final draft. So like the hard part is over, and it's such an interesting thing because I told a friend of mine the other day, I'm like, and I think I said it on here before, I've literally never ever, and I can say that like for real, I've never been behind on a work deadline ever in any job I've had. I literally have cried over this project. There were times when I was like, man, I'm just gonna give her money back and be done with this, because the biggest thing was being behind. That was like a mental battle I had to actually push through, because like I said, I'm not someone who's like high achievement driven, but responsibility is a huge thing for me. So like me having this responsibility of this was due on this day, and then me not being able to deliver on that, really just because it was more research than I thought it would be to get the information to make sure that her documents were good. And see, that's the thing too, which like I think I said on here before, I did tell her that I'm gonna reduce the final balance, and she's not gonna get like sloppy work. She's actually getting like extra documents, and I'm not gonna charge her for her that, because that's kind of how I am when I do SOPs for people. So if I envision something like this is what it should be and this is what I quoted you and whatever, if as I'm in the project, I realize, you know what, it would make more sense to make this a separate, smaller document. So ultimately, I'm creating an additional document for you. I don't charge extra for that, because that's where it just makes more sense to do it this way. And I couldn't have envisioned that ahead of time, especially because the beautiful thing about working with this particular client is they're starting from scratch. Well, not now, but they were when we started together. So I've learned a ton about a lot of different types of manuals and handbooks and this, that, and the other. And then the other thing is, this person is working with, and I'm trying to be like vague, but so I guess I'll say this: there's an entity that has to review these documents. That could be, they're usually pretty nitpicky about stuff. I've worked with them like in other capacities for other stuff. So the fact that as they've reviewed my stuff, they haven't really had too much to say about, like, literally, aside from saying you need to add this. So that's something that, okay. But aside from that, what is already done, there was literally like two sentences, and I'm not even exaggerating. They just wanted me to word it differently. Two sentences out of, these are like 30, 40, 50 page manuals, like more than one manual. I may have done six large manuals and then a whole bunch of like smaller stuff like employee applications and just all these different. So I've done a lot of work for this client, and that's all you could find is two sentences out of all that. So where I already knew that I was capable of doing it, because I'm not going to offer any service or to do anything that either I don't want to do or I don't already know I'm good at. And that's where that responsibility comes in, of me like, I'm going to be good at whatever I'm going to do, or I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I don't try to learn new things and become better. It's just, it's not going to be a service that I'm going to offer to others if I don't feel like I've mastered it for myself. So I already felt like I was good at this. But what I love about working with her is that I've been able to do stuff that I have never done before, and had to learn how to do it. And then you have this finished project, and I'm like, man, I did that. But then to have this entity only be able to find two sentences that they want just worded differently, like, that just lets me know I'm really out here doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So while it has been a messy week, while that whole process of actually getting her stuff done, it just was so much research because there's so many regulations. I had to research and all this stuff, and that takes time. That plus, then I started the subcontracting. So that literally took 20 hours away from my week that I just, when you start doing the math, it's like, bruh, but I made it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's where I'm at. Definitely shifting a little bit of focus on how I like, if you pay attention to the videos that I create, you're going to see there's going to be a heavier focus on teaching people who don't know how to create content because I mean, obviously podcasting got it started on like everything with what I'm doing, but it's a digital world and like there are a lot of people that they don't know where to start and they can't afford to hire someone. Although if you can, holla at your girl because I do create content for people. But um yeah, like people can't afford to always hire someone and they want to do it themselves. Like I do it myself. I do my social media myself, although I'm trying to tell you that is going to be the first person that I hire. But I'm actually gonna have to, and I'm annoyed. I don't like spending money. Like the things that I spend money on with my company, like Canva, StreamYard. I was mad when I started having to pay for Zoom because I already have StreamYard, but it just became, if people don't know StreamYard, because I would try to use that to um, meet with people, it just became problematic if they don't understand it. So like having to pay for Zoom now that you can't get more than 40 minutes even with the one-on-one meetings or whatever. So I'm gonna have to break down and pay for a social media scheduler. I've kind of been researching based on what I need, which would be the most cost effective way to do it. I'm going to have to, it'll actually save me a lot of time though, because now I'll only have to go to one place to do everything instead of having all these different browsers open and this, that, and the other. So ultimately, my time is the most valuable thing right now. So like the things that I have to spend money on, it's always worth it, especially if it's gonna save me time. But that is something that I'm gonna have to start doing. But yeah, for those of you that, not those of you, people out there in the world that they just, content creation is a foreign concept to them. That's what I'm seeing is more so where I'm going to do a lot of my trainings and then the workshops that I'm gonna start back up soon enough. I'm not doing them now on purpose because I'm a part of this business summit. And so I just feel like it's not a conflict of interest, but I just feel like if there's already something going on that I'm a part of, that you can go here and get what I have to offer plus so much more just for like the benefit of other people. It's just wiser for me to just usher people there rather than promoting my own stuff right now. And then I'm going to get those going back again after the summit is over. And I think it'll be good anyway because this is only an hour breakout session. And so it's going to kind of show me which I prefer more because I've done the online workshop with the Build a Biz workshop, and that was cool and it serves a purpose. And when I launch those again, it's actually going to be via Zoom instead of StreamYard, so then more people can come and it's actually an easier platform for people to whatever. So that'll all launch back up. But I haven't done in-person workshops with this yet. And so then I'll kind of see like which one I prefer because maybe I prefer in person and but I know online gives people, like I could reach people that don't live here, you know what I'm saying, that follow me on social media. That's who attended the last workshop. Never met this woman a day in my life, but we follow each other on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at. Like year 1 of the company was really like establishing a solid foundation. So I'm not changing anything. It's more so fine tuning and tweaking what do I even really enjoy? Like, I really enjoy and often like will just tell people stuff like just the whole digital marketing, like the most efficient and effective way to do that, because so many people shy away from it because it can be time consuming. But there, I am all about efficiency. What is the most efficient and still effective, though, way to do whatever it is that I do? I've always been that way. So, like, if I can help people grow in this way, you know what I'm saying? And it's something I'm super passionate about because I love creating content. Like, I love it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. This has been a very wild week, just emotionally. I don't even know if I finished my thoughts on the dating thing, but that's just been a desire that's it's there, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that if I don't know. And online dating is just not. I keep thinking about revisiting it, but every time I revisit it, I always remember why I don't like it. So maybe I just need to, now that I'm saying celebrate more and get out more, maybe I just need to like just get out more and see people out there. And I don't know, because my life isn't any less than because I'm single. So we know that. But I mean, I'm just definitely at that place where I'm like, okay, I want to share my life with somebody. Like I said, I want to remarry. I don't want to just date, but obviously you got to start somewhere. So I don't know what that looks like. I actually wrote that down as a SMART goal in my so funny, in my company planner. It goes from, or it's really just my planner because I use it for everything. So my planner goes from July to June, and at the beginning of it, it has all these sections for like different goals to write down. And one of the goals that I wrote this year, because I accomplished every goal that I put in my planner last year, so I'm like, okay, let me not make this a hope and aspiration, but like let me actually make it a goal, because when something is a goal, I'm gonna be more intentional about trying to achieve the goal, because I am a very goal oriented person and I want to achieve whatever it is my goal is. So yeah, I actually put it as a goal. I ain't gonna tell y'all the date that I put, because you know a SMART goal has to have a due date. So I did put start dating by this time. So last year I achieved my goals ahead of time on some of them, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But yeah, I did actually put that as a goal because then I'll kind of look at it differently. So it's really just shifting my mental on it, because it really is a desire, and it's okay to have that desire. But I'm also like, I have a very fulfilling life. So for all y'all that save all the, you know, oh, when it's the right time. If you pay attention, you know I have been single for 15 years. So I have not been in a rush to do anything. I have focused on school, my kids, building a company, building multiple brands, like all these things. So don't even, please don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you obviously don't know me. I could have this desire and want to work to achieve it just like anything else. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Y'all get y'all rest, drink y'all water. It's hot. It's hot. Ah, man, my birthday's over. We could really just move on away from summer. Even though I do want to go swimming, I will say this, one of the things I did, I think it was yesterday, is, and it wasn't like humid, so it was like hot, like 80s, you know, but not like super hot. And I actually just sat out and got some vitamin D. Pause. Or maybe, never mind. Pause. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pause. Sat out, got some sun, and it was just like so good for me. And I was just like, man, I want to go swimming. I haven't been swimming. I'm pretty sure I didn't go swimming at all last year. So, like, I don't know. That's super random, but I guess that just ties into being healthy. Like, I like to be physically active, but man, getting sunshine is actually, I've research says that some people have like seasonal depression because it's less sunny, like in the winter months and whatever. So like, get out, get you some sun. You know what I'm saying? Go for a walk, breathe in the fresh air. Like, it's actually really good for your lungs. Like, treadmills and all that is great, but it's actually really good for your lungs if you are outside walking, because it helps your lungs. I can't remember what. I'll be doing a lot of research on a lot of random stuff, but I don't remember exactly what the research says, but it's good for you if you walk or run or whatever outside. So, y'all get outside. It's summertime pretty much everywhere that's listening. I'm sure it's summer there, unless you live, I don't know where you would live where it's not summer right now, but somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho, be healthy in your relationships as well, because we all, as you can see by me sharing my life and whatever is going on in your life, we all got stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? So, be kind to people. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition, another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for